We're going to do a demo of going through this, which is going through a big data set of text and categorizing them without sending every single one to an LLM. Our use case is going to be going through Farcaster cache. This is the Hugging Face repo I have of all of the caches that are on Snapchain. And we're going to try to figure out what is normie friendly. Normie friendly being something that isn't insider jokes, isn't crypto conversation, isn't Farcaster feedback. It's something that someone without Farcaster context would be like, this is interesting. So the way we're going to do that is the way that I listed out. Where did I list it out? I listed it out somewhere. There it is. You pick a diverse sample set of the data, you send it to an LLM to have it classify, and then you train a classifier on that. And then you run a classifier against all the data. Because this is Farcaster Snapchain data raw, there's going to be a lot of shit that we don't care about. So we're going to combine it with the spam ratings that the Merkle team releases, which looks like this. So we're going to combine the Farcaster data inside Hugging Face with this JSON-L file that has each FID spam labeled to being not spam, 0 being spam. So we're going to filter out by that first, and then we're going to pick a diverse subset, and then we're going to send it to an LLM. Let's just go through all of the parts. Very first thing, I use lambda.ai for pretty much everything because I love them dearly. We're going to open it up, and we don't need anything too heavy for this. Yeah, let's do A100. And then sped through that, where we're just setting up a server without anything fancy and no persistent hard disk or anything attached to it. And then if you saw, there's also like H100s, which we could do. The only case it's going to come useful is training the classifier, because that's the only thing we're going to use the GPU for. And training the classifier is going to be so quick on the A100 that we really don't need an H100. But if you wanted to be like, yeah, I'm using H100, you could use an H100. Okay, we gotta wait for this to boot up now. It's gonna take anywhere between 2 to 10 minutes. I'm gonna stop the video and I'll talk to you when it's booted up. All right, server's ready. Let's jump into this. There's a lot of ways you can do this. I'm just going to do it the way I do it, and we can go through the easier ways to do it later. I'm going to SSH into the server. I'm going to make a folder called Mixter Analysis. We're going to go into Analysis. The very first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Files and Versions, grab the download link, download this Parquet file. Now we're going to open up another tab of the SSH. We're going to go to the raw link here, and we're going to go to Analysis, and we're going to download this file. Now, oh, that downloaded really quickly. Okay, that's not what I expected. One more thing, we're going to set up UV, because I hate using, we don't have to. We're not going to set up UV. We are going to set up NVM, though. We're not going to set up UV because I don't want to build a bunch of native libraries for CUDA stuff when we get there. But it does help. And then NVM install stable. 7 minutes left on this. It's a big download. We might, what I might do in the future is add smaller subsets to the Hugging Face repo in case you just want like the 2025 data or whatever. NVM, okay. NVM ls. Okay, owned version. Cool. Probably should have installed bun instead of NVM. Whatever. CD analysis. First thing we want to do is be able to ingest this data somehow and connect it to our Hugging Face data. So while the Hugging Face data is downloading, I'm an old man. I have a file with WCL 602 459. I wonder why it's not over 1 million. I'm sure there's a reason. Lines that are like this. Can you help me use XRs or some Unix bullshit to parse each line and grab the FID and spam label value and convert it to a CSV? Thank you. While we're waiting on that, you may have seen the GH200 and be like, why the fuck? Why would you want to do that? It's 20 cents more expensive than the A100, and it's like 2 generations newer and blah, blah, blah. Maybe 3 generations newer. The thing is it's ARM64, and very, very few people who use this tooling or are in the space who use ARM64. So, like, I don't want to have to deal with installing a pip package, and then it's like, I don't work on ARM64, and then I have to figure out how to compile it natively and fuck all that. What you saying, baby? JQ. Do we have JQ installed? Sudo apt install JQ. I do want to use awk. You're right. Spams. I haven't used awk in so long. Spam labels.csv. Cool. And then less spam labels. Beautiful. Vim spam labels. I forgot to do a header. FID spam label. Cool. I guess while we're waiting on this, we should do thanks. I have the can you help me filter to spam label 2 only actually? Because we don't need all the ones that are bad. We don't give a shit about those. We're only going to filter to those. We'll use JQ this time. I want to see how fast it is compared. Spam labels.csv. 3 minutes on that download. Spam.jsonl. The grep one would have worked too. If I was going to write this by hand, I would have used the combination of grep and args and sed, I think. Or maybe grep and awk, if I remember that I knew how to use awk. Perfect. Let's add the, we could add the top line using echo, but I'm not going to scare you. Okay, cool. We're ready on that now. 3 minutes left on this. Now that we have NVM LS node version 24, cool. Let's install Claude Code. Because, man, why the fuck not? I'm sure it'll come handy. And we have 3 minutes to waste. Cool. Claude. You're not going to be able to because you're an SSH. There we go. And then no one steal my JWT. Cool. All right, last thing is while we're waiting, just initial setup. I'm going to install DuckDB. Like Mickey Mouse says, this is a secret tool. I'll come in helpful later. And install the actual CLI version of it too, not just the Python package. And then while we're here, fuck it, let's go to the Firecaster casts and blob main. Let's grab the README because it is going to be useful. It has some sample Python code and DuckDB code for how to use it. Copy download link, wget. Cool. There we go. All right, man. 2 minutes left on this. Kind of running out of stuff to do. We could get started on the code, I guess. All right. Hi, the Parquet file is not. Let's just wait 90 seconds. Because if I run Claude and I'm like, hey, run this code, the very first thing it's going to want to do is examine the Parquet file. And then it's going to be like, I really don't want to wait a minute and a half just staring here. Okay, fuck it. Hi, the cast.parquet file is still downloading, but can you check out cast's readme to see what the Parquet file is like? Switch to plan mode, and then help me write a Python file called sample.py, sample cast.py that will filter to cats by FIDs with spam value 2 in the spam. I don't want to put it in a context window, so I'm not going to actually tag it. And it's almost done now. And export 10,000 random top level, e.g., not a reply to something, casts into a new JSON file. Thank you. Could have just waited the 20 seconds. Error reading file? Never seen that before in my life. Yes, baby. Yes, sir, but can we please use DuckDB to do this? Either the CLI or Python code. Plus, I have awesome. It's downloaded. HTOP. I have 12 cores. Oh, I have way more than 12 cores. I have how many? 20. Oh my God, 30 cores and 200 gigabyte of RAM, so we can go ham. RAM ham. But while we're here, let me just show you what it looks like. Select them from read cat cast.parquet limit 5. Cool? Yes, please. And then if we come here, DuckDB is amazing, so it increases it like that. And then we can say order by timestamp this. No, actually, it's already like that. Where FID equals 9723, limit 10. Oh, I was wrong. It's ordered ascending. Order by timestamp this, limit 10. Cool. Are those my? Oh, this is from last night. I was like, these aren't my latest casts. I ran this last night. Timestamp this. Let's look at what that timestamp value is. It was an old terminal tab, so it didn't have it. Based on cast readme, what real timestamp is in epoch, in FC epoch. Farcaster timestamps start from 2021. Cool. Can you update it so it's constrained to only casts made in 2012, please, before it does the sampling? You need to parse Farcaster epoch per cast readme. See, that readme file came in really helpful. I don't know what the fuck that means. I do. It's like, I want to say 5, no, I want to say 8 p.m. 9 a.m. I was so far off. I could have not been more far off. It's from 9 a.m. yesterday, so it's my latest tweets, my latest casts out of that. And then, I'm glad we're finally doing stuff. Are you done, baby? Okay, cool. Python sample tests. And you guys want to just see? You guys want to see something fucking sick? Check this fucking shit out. If it works. Every core. Fuck yeah, that feels good. Aw. Also, let's figure out how it's doing the, hey, I'll show you a nice feature of Lambda. Let's figure out how it's doing the parent level casts, because I want to make sure that's correct. Analysis, sample casts. I can't read. There it is. Okay, yeah, it's right. Let's boast in the glory of our 30 cores again. God, how funny is this right here? This might take a few minutes from 183 million casts. Can we also make it casts with no embed? Nah. Yeah. I don't care if there's an image or it's a, nah, whatever. Fuck it. Let's keep that. Let's keep those. Can we filter out casts less than 30 cards before we sample? Because if someone just says, okay, Bangor or something, that's useless for us. Love this. This may take a few minutes. I have 12 verses and 5 seconds. And then let's sample non-spam. Less sampled spam casts. I don't need all that extra shit. What does this mean? Parent URL is not empty, but parent cast ID is. Can you rename the file to just be sampled cast.json, and can you make it so it only prints out the... Nah, it's fine. It's fine. I was going to say we can limit the data that's coming in here, but that's fine. Let's check up this cast. Nanar, FID, try, Odyssey heart, and then the hash. Is this a reply to something? I don't understand what the fuck this means. Mainnet? What the fuck is happening with this cast? Is that normal? Dan Romero made a token called Art, and this is part of it. Oh, it's inside the Art channel. Makes way more sense. Okay, can we also ignore anything with an embeds or a parent URL? That confused me so much. Did you know anything in the Art channel automatically? Learn new things every day, baby. Well, that's just spam. This FID is spam level 2? Technically, what we should do if it were a good dev was do EDA, which is just like looking at the data and being like, what the fuck's going on in the data before we did any of this, but whatever. This guy, I'm sending this to Varun. How the fuck do I send this profile? Varun. Hey dude, doing some filtering around spam labels and was super surprised to see this guy non-spam label. Okay. Whatever. We'll get there when we get there. Oh, hey, did they launch their new app? I get so distracted. Oh, no. I thought it was a different friend that had just launched a new app. Okay. RM sampled spam casts. What the fuck? Sampled. Okay. Python sample casts. Baby, you could have done that filtering in DuckDB. Okay, cool. Vim sampled less sampled casts. Perfect. These are perfect. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. All right, let's go. Now I kind of forgot what we were going to do. No, I'm kidding. Gemini, Python, SDK, structured output. Have to Google it each time because it's like 10 different ways of doing it. Cool. We're going to, is the recommended way. Okay, then what? Okay. Thank you. Can you now make a file classify samples.py that uses Gemini 2.5 Flash, just like this example, to return structured output that rates the cast on if it is normie friendly or not, and then returns that binary flag. For building a classifier, there's two ways you could do it. You could have it learn to do normie or not, or you could have it learn normie versus insider versus not. For our use case, it doesn't really matter. Well, it does matter because sometimes if you do the normie versus non-normie or unknown, and then you train the classifier, you can get really, really good at not normie. And you can say, okay, we'll check this. And sometimes you don't get good at normie. But I'll just have it figure it out. And have it return data you think will be helpful for training a classifier on the output. Like, should it be binary, normie friendly, or not? Should it be 3 labels, normie friendly, inside info, other? I don't know. You figure it out. No point in figuring it out myself. I do not need all of that shit and all of the extra classifiers. Just norm. Fuck it. Fine. Let it do whatever the fuck it wants. No, I really don't want that many labels. Let's just do normie friendly and crypto insider and low quality. Thank you. Cool. Cool. Once this is done, we're going to run it. Depending on how the outcome of it looks, we might run it against Gemini 2.5 Pro instead of Flash. Whatever. We'll fix that when we get there. No, I'm going to fix it right now. Please look at the sample code and use the exact same model. It's new. I know you don't know it exists. Okay. It's a lot of my job now. Okay. I like that. Cool. Cool. Yeah, I dig that. I dig that. So this is going to return a lot of JSON that has the cast hashes and then has what label it's most likely to be and then has a confidence rating. So we can use that for the classifier. And then you might say, how are we going to build a classifier? Hey man, can you walk me through using Hugging Face Transformers library to train a text-based classifier that will take inputs and output a label based on a bunch of training data I have? Thank you. Oh, it's going to give a lot of code. I don't need the full code. Cool. Cool. I mean, I can look at it in here too if I want to be less crazy. Pydantic, normie friendly, conference score, reasoning, sampled casts, normie friendly, low quality, hash and text. All of this looks good to me. Yeah, this looks fine. Some stuff we could add in here is like graceful resuming or blah blah blah, but I do not care that much about that because there's a very small amount. Not small, but you know what I mean. Okay, thank you. Pip and stuff, and it's not just AI. It's you gotta. I hate this shit. Uh, Libraries, Google Gen AI, because of course it is. Cool, cool, awesome. Let's try running that again. I hate you. Okay, I gotta do this on the other screen. Bash RC export Gemini API key. One moment. I'm on my other monitor. And then there is my Gemini API key. Source. Okay, let's come back. Source bash RC. Okay, let's try that again. Attempt one. I'm gonna kill you. Unsupported schema type. Additional properties none. I swear to God, we just copied the exact code Google gave us. Huh? Whatever. Some things are not, we don't need to learn them. The fuck is the list undercase? Oh, the Python list. Okay. We don't want to use Gemini 2.5 flashlight if this is too slow. Ty, can you update the file to use TQDM now and print out the first sample from the classification for each one? I need a progress bar. And then while we're here, let's just install transformers and data sets because we're going to need them later. Oh, we already have a pretty up-to-date version of all of these because we're on the Lambda stack. Love Lambda. Again, where we are right now is doing the initial gathering of the training data. which then we're going to split and use this testing data. This is training data. Cool. Awesome. Possum. Classify samples. So now we got this cute little progress bar that's going to actually give us an ETA as it goes through. And then, yeah, it's saying prefer the data set into a Hugging Face data set from data sets. And then, what do I like using? Okay, cool. Yeah, I do agree. That first one was the big first one that we read. That was pretty nice. What is the model I prefer to use? Do I remember? It's one that's specifically for social media content. Let's find it. I could ask Claude to give me a more specific model than these ones, because they're just generic text trained on like textbooks and shit. GitHub JC4P FC new user recommendations. What classifier do I like to use? I made my own classifier in this other project. Why the fuck would I do that? I'm so funny. I trained my own light GBM. Okay. Is there a better base model for the pre-trained model to use that is based off social media content? Maybe it's Farcaster Cast and trying to rate them crypto versus normie from the training data. Okay, let's do that. Baby, you only did the first one? I thought you would do it from each batch. It's going to take 4 hours. Jesus Christ. Okay. We might just want to do a smaller sample size than 10,000, but for now, let's just go here, Gemini, and then switch over to light. And then we were going to examine the output to see if it's good. Can you make it switch? Nah, fuck it. The first one alone is fine. Bert tweet? I don't want it to handle hashtags or emoji. Don't love these. Okay, we're just gonna do a standard BERT, and then if it doesn't work, we'll get it to work. Okay, normie friendly true, and instead of a confidence 1.0, I gave it a 0.9 this time. And now we're down to 143. And then honestly, because it's Gemini, batch size, let's bump it up a fucking ton. Sometimes when you do this, yeah, that's what I figured. Let's do 25 instead. Because Gemini is a good guy. And then we might want to break down to 5,000 casts instead, if that also is going to take more than an hour. But also, who gives a shit? It's going to be free. Is it going to take an hour, really? Let's wait for it to do a couple more iterations. I could also switch over to Gemini 1.5 flash light, which might be faster. I could also do 5,000 samples instead of 1,000 samples. I could just also let it run for an hour and a half. Let's wait it to get 2 more batches to 100 out of 10,000 and see what it looks like. God damn, this is slow. Okay, 1 more batch. It's going to be 130. Can we change the sample size? I have to tell Claude or it's going to overwrite my code. Probably to 25 and the total extraction in the extraction screen to 5K. And can we change the model to Gemini 2.5 flash light? Okay. Not going to wait an hour. I'll wait 45 minutes, but not an hour. If we really wanted to, we could switch over to the H100 and set up a really big local LLM. The issue is using the one that I normally use is, what are the sizes? You don't want to show me sizes. There you go. I normally use 12B because it can run on pretty small GPUs in the cloud, but it just sucks at this kind of operation. So I don't really want to use it for that. You could use Llama Maverick, or honestly, we could also try doing Together.ai, but then we have to figure out if they support if they support structured output, and it's a whole fucking thing. And if this is going to take more than 30 minutes, I'm going to run in a background task in case my internet drops out. I think it is going to probably take more than 30 minutes. Let's open up a new chat with my buddy Claude, and let's ask it, does together.ai have any structured output formatting support for any model? I'm going to turn off extended thinking, and yeah, web search is on. 45 minutes. I don't mind 45 minutes. Are you kidding me? That's 100% crypto content. Okay, let's Vim. There we go. And then let's switch back to Gemini 2.5. Oh my god, I suck at. There we go. Oh my fucking god, what am I doing? There we go. I was hitting the wrong keys. Okay, let's see if this is better and considers it normie. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Let's do this. Thank you. Can you now reread the file because I made some changes and then update it to, and then make a new version, classify samples together, that pi that we'll use together AI. Which one should we want to use? 3.1 is not great. I've heard Kimi is pretty good. I also wouldn't mind Llama 3.370. Okay. And allow us to quickly normie friendly. That's fucking. I hate you. Political commentary, whatever. There's probably nothing in it to give it the understanding that Ross is Dread Pirate Roberts. Which I think he was framed, and I think Trump did the right thing, and I don't agree. I agree with that cast 100%. I don't agree with a lot of stuff Trump did, but I think that was 100% a good thing to do. Switch models. Here's the together example for their structured output stuff. It's going to understand me. Copy page. Thank you. Can you now reread the file because I update it and then make a new file that uses together.ai's structured API and allow me to modify the model easily. Cool. Ah, shit. I should have done on a plan mode. There we go. 44 minutes. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. Together as a really good inference provider. Lambda has a good inference provider too. I just don't know if it has structured output support. Okay, cool. Do it. All right, I'm gonna let that run. I gotta jump on a call, then I'll be back. Okay, I am back. I just realized two things as my teammates were talking to me and doing our daily stand-up. One, we can do parallelization on this. And two, we finished the together thing, so let's try it out and stuff. But there's nothing stopping us from getting as close to our rate limit as we can. Instead of doing them in series, we could do them in parallel, if you know what I mean about electricity. But let's go here. Let's go here. I also already put my together API key in the bash profile, so it is in there. And then let's go to analysis, and then let's say Python classify together. I am going to work on updating it so it does concurrently. I just kind of want to see how fast together is going to be and if it is good. And then the I'm nerd sniping myself. Structured output. Did I have it? Oh, it's in beta. I'm not fucking around with that. I hate it when structured output is just like an attempt instead of. Okay, let's see how this goes. It's run into some issues because instead of just returning them as JSON and we make them a list, it wants to return a list and then we append the list instead of doing it. But no one does not matter. It's the specifics of how they use Pydantic and their SDKs. Okay. We can close that. We can come here. Cool. Okay, let's try that. Don't love how slow that is. It's probably because it's a cold start for that model. Holy shit, that's slow. Thank you. Can we now try I wonder if it's going to take 40 minutes for it to finish this. Yeah, fuck that. That's not classified. Yeah, not useful at all. Let's kill this. Thank you together. We tried our best. Hi, can you please analyze, classify samples and make a new version, classify samples fast.py that will do multi-processing and use up 10 of my cores at once and try to hit a max rate limit of, what is my rate limit? Get API key, tier 2. Gemini tier 2 API usage limits, rate limits. Try to hit a max, but not go below rate limit. Not go above rate limit of tier 2. Tier 2. Tier 2. 10k RPM. Alright. I'll take it. That's fucking sick. Thank you. 10k is a lot. I might be able to use like 24 cores. Cool. Let's have that go do its own thing. Still kind of feel like this isn't normally friendly, but maybe we should say politics isn't normally friendly either. We could also add a new, this is what I wanted to do. We could also add a different label that says like politics and then filter out politics, but whatever, man. Let me actually look at that plan. Multi-processing, smart rate limiting, 1,600 times 10 is 16. Huh? Oh, no, times 166. Oh my god, I'm so confused. Okay, it's going for 166 total on, how the fuck did it calculate this number? Whatever, I trust it. Don't trust it at all. Also, you can see it got later in the day, so the sun's no longer shining out of my window. Someone on Farcaster just finished buying one of my collectibles, and I got 90 cents for it. Vitalik posted. Oh, that's sick. That's cool. It's always cool remembering, there it is. It's always cool remembering who's on here. 40 minutes, 40 minutes, 40 minutes. Yeah, so data cleanup, man. Data cleanup and generating training data and then verifying the training data. It's most of the work. What else is it saying? Yeah, it's saying tokenize it, it's saying do the training, it's saying do the training. I cannot believe on the other one I made my own model. I should not be left alone sometimes. Okay. We can go over why it's a bad idea. It's not a bad idea, but we can go over why it's better to use a classifier than making your own model. Where the fuck is the other... Am I missing one of my windows? Oh, it was on the monitor. Okay. Basically, if I use one of these, it's going to use a transformer model, versus if I use a LightGBM or XGBoost, it's going to use a random forest. That's where I'm editing this video. Where the fuck am I, man? That meeting really threw me off my game. There we go. CD analysis. Python classify samples fast. Go, 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 go. Let's see. Cool. Crypto Insider, baby. Agreed. 2 minutes. Why didn't I think to do this to begin with? We went on so many rabbit holes we could have ignored. Alright, we can say fuck that. And let's look at the actual code. We can close a lot of these. Okay. Classify samples fast. What's it doing? Same exact model. It built a little rate limiter, which, how does it does a lock. Okay, that would be the correct way of doing that. Load casts, create the prompt. Again, we could add more labels in here later on if we want to. Um, I gotta, this is why people use tmux. I gotta clean up my screens. I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna kill this. Okay. I wonder what Zama is. Um, Also, if we wanted, we could tell Gemini to also use Google search on things that's unsure about. I cannot believe it got so much faster. I can. We're doing it 10 times at once now instead of one at a time. Gemini flash, exponential back off in case we get rate limited. All okay, queue, and then it sets up a queue. It does, yeah, it does exactly how I would have written it myself. It would just be a shit ton slower for me to write it myself. Hell, we could do 10K now that we got this. Nah, we'll build a model. If the model's not accurate based on the F1 score, we'll do it. Good time to talk about this. Let's talk about how we're gonna test the model. Can you give me a short run through of an F1 score and precision versus recall and explain to them to me in the form of how they relate to true positive, false positive, positive, true negative, and false negative. Actually, I don't think false negative is involved. Cannot believe it's 50% done. Precision is true positive over false positive. So it's out of all of the times I said positive, half on. We're going to get a precision and a recall for and an F1, which is the blended score for every one of the classifications we added, which is why I didn't want to add a bunch. It's just going to make it really annoying. But precision is of all the times I predicted positive, how I found I was right. Recall is of all of the positives, how many of them did I catch? And then the F1 score is harmonic mean of the two. So that's going to be how we track our stuff. And then if we look in here, it's not going to say anything about this anywhere of what we're optimizing for. Accuracy, labels, prediction. You got nothing in here. There you go. I guess it does have it. It just comes in automatically. And then let's install all of these. Transformers and data sets are installed already. All we had to do was install Accelerate. All Accelerate lets you do is automatically move something to the GPU. You can move it to the GPU without it, but like without Accelerate installed, we would have to say device equals 1 or whatever here. Device equals 0, my bad. Instead of device equals CPU. Or device equals CUDA? I don't remember. Whatever. We're almost done with this. Hi fam, can you please analyze? I don't remember the name of this file, but it's going to be done. Oh, some of the workers are done. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Again, we could do average confidence 0.98. I love you. Okay, we got a good spread. We might ignore low quality because it's so low. Let's just do normally friendly versus crypto insider. And then let's look at what it's like. I don't give a shit about all of that stuff. Whatever. Uh, Classified, cached, fast, using JQ, and then, because I don't want to just try reading JSON. Help me generate a Hugging Face dataset compatible train and test dataset of just the text and classification values. Let's ignore low quality. Let's only do normie friendly and crypto insider and none. Do we need that? I always forget. And let's only use things with confidence greater 0.8. I think the majority of them are going to be that, if not all of them. And then save it to a file or folder so I can use dataset to load it. Thank you. Okay, so that's going to actually prepare our stuff for the training data, this right here. You can run JQ anytime you want, baby. And now that we have this entire pipeline and it's pretty optimized, I figured it's 4,300 out of the 5,000 are high confidence. Now that we have this, you know the requirements, whatever. We can build our classifier, and if our classifier doesn't get above like 90% accuracy or 95% accuracy or something, we can just say, hey, let's sample 10K, or let's sample whatever. Uh, I don't like, ignore the neither and both. Okay, because I don't want that. I don't want 4 classes. I don't want 4 classes. Um, cool, cool. We don't need a neither because we can just go off the confidence score. Okay, so let's just do a binary 1, 2, or 0, 1, I guess. Cool, 0, 1, cool, cool. There's stuff we can do to resample to make the normally friendly have more data if we're not getting more data from it because it's the labels are uneven. Okay, yeah, I'll take this. I don't want to use Bird. We'll use Roberta base. Fuck it. We'll be a normal human being. We'll use Roberta base. But you want me to use Roberta XL? Whatever. I'm not. There's not. We can always change our mind. I need to get the. Okay, next thing I need to do is to figure out the tokenization. I need to get the. It's just a shit ton faster if all of the values you're sending to the GPU are the same data size. So we have to pad them or truncate them, and we're going to figure out what the best length to use is based on the content of all of the casts. Don't love that you did that. Can we do that in a bash script so I can rerun it later? I don't want to have this whole conversation later. I want to just be able to run the script and have it re-export the data if we reclassify. I don't want JSON. Whatever, man. Hugging Face dataset supports a lot of things. We'll do JSON-L. If you remember from the original, is what the sample data that Miracle gave us isn't. I'm going to run it. You don't need to run it. Okay, you run it too. Who gives a shit? Let's both run it. Okay, less HF dataset. Cool. LS HF dataset. My bad. Cool. Can you now use JQ again to analyze the stuff and see what our max length for the tokenizer should be? Cool. Let's give this a sec. Again, EDA we would have these numbers by now, but who gives a shit? Mean 183. I think it's going to say like 256 for the padding or something. Because if someone has a 2,000 character message, we can probably figure out in the first few sentences if it's crypto or non-crypto. 256. Did I call it or did I call it? It might do 400 to get the P90. Where the test is much smaller texts. I don't love that. Can we remodify the test and train split so the test isn't so much shorter? 128 is so much less than I thought it was going to be. What a beautiful word. Oh! Can you now please help me create a sample classifier trainer that I can use using Hugging Face transformers? I want to train off Roberta base, and I want to use token length 128, like you said. We could also do 256 because we're on a big computer, but who fucking cares? That's fine. We'll do 256. Well, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? And incorporate testing and all that crap. So can see the F1 and stuff at the end and also while evaluating. Thank you. Oh, I should also tell it um, we are on an A100 with how much RAM we got? NVIDIA SMI. 40 gigabyte of GPU RAM. Cool. Let's wait for that to plan it. This is a long video. I'm going to section this video into when we upload it to YouTube, so you have it on the bottom. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. FP16, because we're on a recent CUDA confusion metric. Okay, yeah, fuck with that. We could have also done it in Jupyter Notebook and asked it to do IPython NB instead of Python, but who gives a shit? Yeah. I guess, I don't know. What can I tell you while this is happening? A lot of what I just did is because of experience, like saying that I want to use Roberta versus Bert or stuff. That is stuff that for each step of this video so far, I don't know how long we've been in it, but for everything that you have to make a decision, it's a good opportunity to talk to ChatGPT or Claude about, hey, I want to train a classifier. Should I do it by scratch? What are the options? Or even go higher up and, hey, I want to build a classifier for text to label. What are my options? And you could ask it, especially in the new train mode in ChatGPT, you could learn about the difference between doing a random forest versus a LLM approach versus a sequence to sequence versus so on. So yeah, cool. Train classifier. Let's look at that. Baby, you're so smart. It's set up an early stop and callback if it gets to a local minima and doesn't get anywhere. And then if we wanted to be really nuts, we could also integrate one. I don't know what actually stands for. Weight and biases. Weights and biases to be able to like go into the other room and on our phone check the metrics and stuff. But it's probably not going to require that much work. Okay. Let's just look at this. 128 padding, text tokenizing. It's batch tokenizing, so it's going to be faster. The metrics, class level F1s, 64 batch is good, 5 batch, mixed precision, seed for fixed stuff, early call and callback, and then just report the stuff. Okay. Python train classifier. And then just for fun, let's open it up again and see how much of a, we can increase our batch size if we're not using a lot of our GPU. So let's do watch N1 NVIDIA SMI. And then I hate you. I know what I need to do for this. Pip install numpy -2. It might be that the code's only compatible with numpy 1. That happens a lot. Let's see if the same error comes up. Nope, we're good. You can ignore all these warnings. This is what life is like. I hate you. Pip install tf keras. Keras is something that was popular before PyTorch. This dude made it, who's kind of a dick on Twitter, so people stopped using it. Also, because it became a Facebook, a Google thing, and Google doesn't use it internally that much either. Cool. It's downloading Roberta, the base model. This is a one-time thing. And then it's tokenizing the dataset. And then let's do the actual training. I hate you. I think it's eval strategy now instead of evaluation strategy. I know. I know, baby, I know. I know you know, too. I don't know why you didn't do it to begin with. Sorry, I'm doing a work thing. Okay, and then let's try this again. So it's going to be faster. It's going to retokenize because it didn't catch the tokenization, but it is going to be faster because it's not going to download the actual model. Cool. So you didn't need to download it. And then say it says, hey, you should train this on a downstream task if you want to use this model. Okay, let's go, baby. 5 out of my 40 gigabytes of RAM. Whatever. I should have had it. Recall 90% is pretty good. I can't read that shit because it's so fucking hard to read. I hate you. I hate you. JSON formatter. I don't like that one because, yeah, there we go. Oh, it's because it's not. I don't. Okay, actually. Okay. Crypto Insider Precision 94. I will take that. Okay, what this tells us is probably because the data was too slow for the normally friendly. This is saying Crypto Insider is too because there is more Crypto Insider, it is saying it is more easier to calculate Crypto Insider. So let's ask it a question here. Here's the results. Do you think if I want to filter the entire data set for normie friendly, it makes sense to filter for Crypto Insider not above 0.90? Or do you think that will incorporate neither content into my filtered data? But that's pretty good, man. We could do some hyperparameter training if we really wanted to. We could make it run longer. We could reduce the learning rate. We could make the learning rate scheduled, whatever. It's good. I think your concept of neither might be... No, it's fine. It's fine. Let's just try it and let's see. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Neither would be low confidence for both. You're correct. Okay, so let's do use normie probability above like 0.7 and then... But 85% is not a good metric, lol. Should I retrain the model instead? Or should we even out the weights for the class imbalance? Or... Oh, it's because the model outputs properly. Okay. I get what you're saying. It's fine. I get what it's saying now. Okay. It's saying it's good enough and stop fucking around, which I agree with. I was wrong. Sorry, I am just gonna try it and we'll rebuild, retrain if it's not a good fit. Can you now make me a new file that will use the classifier we made to try to filter all all normie content from the from 2025 07 01 to 2025 08 05? Thank you. Try to use all my GPU RAM. So yeah, we'll just see it and see how it goes. Let's look at the where are the images? Huh? Where's the confusion matrix? I swear to God, it said it made one. I don't see it. I don't see the confusion matrix. Okay, it said it made one. Oh, it's in the JSON. I thought it made an image. Okay, this is true positive, true negative, true positive, true negative. Okay, fine. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. I will take it. Yes, baby. Yes. The data files are gonna need to be generated using DuckDB ahead of time with the cast.parquet and cast. It's out of the context window now, so it's forgetting. Me for the Firecaster epoch calculating. Thank you. Damn, no notifications. I was gonna say I'm popular, but I'm pretty sure I'm number one under awards right now. It is Wednesday, so it doesn't matter. I'm number 2. I love her. That's fine. Cool beans, baby. Cool, 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 cool. Cool. Let's do it. And then after we have the data, you can do whatever you want with it. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it. There's so many things you could do with the classified data. You could analyze it. You could build a recommendation engine. Uh, you could build a newsletter of the top 10 normie things on Farcaster today. You could look at real-time casts when they come in and analyze them. You could decide what FID is the most normie-friendly, and then even like into normie-friendly content, do another round of clustering, classification, and figure out what the actual topics they discuss are. The issue is currently when we do clustering and classification in Farcaster data, Jeff talks about this a lot, and some other guys talk about Jeff Goldberg, and some other guys talk about this a lot, is the clusters. There'll be like one cluster that's like talking about Farcaster, and there'll be one cluster that's talking about crypto, and there'll be one cluster that's like GM, and then there'll be very little other data. So it's not going to find the actual like topics like sports or journalism or whatever. So yeah. And then check this out. Our data set is 1.8 megabyte, and our classifier is 3.3 gigabytes. Let's just look at the final version because it has the checkpoints. 477 megabytes. It has 2 other 477 megabyte checkpoints from the epochs that it did. Yeah, was that fun? I hope so. I don't know how long it's been because I'm doing the video in chunks because I'm doing work in the middle of it, but I feel like we're at like 45 minutes. So 45 minutes, 50 minutes to train a full classifier model. Not bad. Let's bring this up so we can look at our GPU RAM usage again. And then let's do Python filter. Let's just look at it once before we actually run it. I want to act like I have that habit. Threshold, batch size, max length, the model, the dates, Farcaster epoch, using my GPU, cache.parquet. All of this looks good to me. Okay. Let's bring this up so we can see it. So annoying. There we go. I would at least use like 20 gigabytes of my GPU. So this is why we shouldn't have done the H100 because it's useless. Baby, did you update it to use all my RAM? You did not. Update the DuckDB logic in the file to use 200 gigabyte of RAM and come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. HTOP. How many cores we said we got? 30 cores. No reason to wait for it. Oh, my mom's calling. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. This finished, so it updated the script to use 200 gigabytes of RAM. We're going to try again. This should be a lot faster now. And then while it's looking, literally all this did is, where the fuck is it? I don't actually see it. Did it really do it? There. Okay, I did it. Yeah, all it did was add that limit there. And then if we connect, we should see that our only one CPU is being used. I hate you so much. Can you modify the extraction to happen in a DuckDB SQL script I can run instead of in Python? It's not using all my cores. I don't know why. Yeah, that's very interesting. Oh, it's the fetch all is causing the complete slowdown. It did finish. DuckDB extract casts. See how much faster that was? But again, the Python read was the slow part, not the whatever. Doesn't matter. We could also update the script to stream the info instead of doing it. We could also update our extraction to only include top level casts and only include like cast, but yeah, let's do some of that stuff. 50 and parent cast ID is null, or parent cast ID equals. Okay, let's do that. Okay, and then let's rerun that script. Cool, and then um, let's just compare this. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. Get me the fuck out of there. There we go. And let's see how big it is, because we didn't actually specify how many we updated. 500 megabytes. That sounds about right. Okay. And then filter. Cool. Now let's look at this. Is it using more of my little GPU? There we go. Again, fetching him into memory is taking a bit. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Please analyze the JSON using JQ. The keys in the JSON aren't what it matches. Unfinished JSON file? Is that true? Oh no, it's because you did head. It's not JSON LMAO. It's trying to only load the first 5 lines. Ah, okay. It does expect the JSON L, or close. It expects the dict instead of. Okay. Thank you. That is exactly what I would like you to do. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, okay. It was the batch. It was the fact that it was doing the batch. It was getting an array of items, which were an array of arrays. So it was fucking up. Okay. It was sorry. It was a dict of tensors. Duh. Okay. Waiting a second again to load them. Again, we could set it up to be a streaming model, so we only load them as we're passing them into the GPU. But who gives a shit? Cool. 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 And then yeah. So it's gonna get faster as it goes. We can increase the batch size because we're how much is this? 30 out of 40. We're using. Are you serious? Okay, we gotta wait until it spikes. Spike, spike, spike. No? Okay, Jesus Christ, dude. Let's update that batch size. Filter normicasts. This shit does not look okay. Why does filter normicast still have that? Okay, there we go. It didn't. I just have to rerun it. Batch size, batch size, batch size. 1024. If I recall correctly, updating the batch size might fuck up the model because it sees less diversity in each batch, or more diversity. I never remember, but we're gonna just look at this and we're gonna see how it looks, and then yeah. So if the classifier is returning crypto stuff or insider stuff in normie things, we know we gotta update the classifier. If let's see how much GPU RAM it's using now. Any way we can utilize my GPU more to make it faster than 22 a minute? The answer might just be no. Okay, I could have done that. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, you're gonna pin right to the GPU, baby. Fuck yeah. So instead of each batch, it's gonna put stuff, it's just gonna load all of it. Because we have a big GPU, we can handle it. But also 20 minutes, not too bad. Don't want to do that. I do not need gradient checkpointing. I'm in an A100 with 40 gigabytes of RAM. VRAM? Let's see how it goes now. Oh, also it doesn't matter what batch size we use because we're not training anything. We're just running a classifier. So who gives a shit if it's not diverse? It's gonna just be running for each one. 40 minutes, let's let it run for a couple of more batches and it will get slower. It will get faster. And in at least now we're using, is that 18 gigs out of 40? Yeah, 43%. My God, it's the same speed. No, 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 it's not. It's not. I'm fucking around. This would have been a good time to be on the H100, but then we would have wasted like $10 doing all this pre-processing on the H100. Is that as fast as it's going to be? I guess 20 minutes is fine. We can just wait. We'll come back in 20 minutes. I'll talk to you in 20. 20 minutes later, we're back. Here's the thing. It finished. I fucking hate the ones. The sample of top normie friendly casts. Life is complicated, friend, but our thoughts must not be complicated. Drink coffee and relax for a moment. That sounds like an AI wrote it, or it's just not useful at all. So let's take a look. It found 600K, so 36% of the total ones it found were this. I really don't want to analyze these casts, so I'm gonna say thank you, but now a lot of them are really like clearly AI or generic or super unnecessary. Can we do a second round filter in a new file that, how many do I have to send? 600K? I don't want to send 600K to a new classifier. We're not going to create a new classifier. We might retrain it again. Let's just look at them again. I just don't love them. I don't love them. I don't love them. Normie casts filtered. It's all ran now, thank you. We don't need to make any updates to the script. I also did 2024 instead of 25. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm so dumb. Can we run the script? Can we please analyze the cast in the clean JSON to see what the top 5 most occurring FIDs are for cast with score above 0.98? Thank you. Casts with normie score. So hopefully this has been interesting. I'm sorry we're an hour in and we got the output and I fucking hate it. But basically what we can do is, this isn't bad. This one's not bad. Right now what I'm having it do is give us a list of the top FIDs so we can actually go look at their profiles and see for salient stuff. I overuse the word salient a lot. But what we should do if we really, really, really want to fix this is we should go to classified casts, where is it? The actual file. Classify samples fast, and in here, when we're setting the prompt, we should say, hey, if it sounds really generic or if it sounds like something that your auntie would send you on WhatsApp, don't consider it normie friendly. Consider it low quality. Let's take a look at these FIDs and see what they look like. Sometimes Nanar doesn't let me click, so I have to refresh. Firecaster. I mean, this is a real person, but a lot of their stuff is, I don't know. Let's take a look at this. Let's grab one of this guy's casts. Yeah, no, that's not him. Come on, buddy. There we go. Sorting my Saturday with a song for Roberta. Oh my god. There we go. Okay, let's look at that cast. 99% normie friendly. That's normie friendly. You know what we should do? We should filter it so it's only casts that have at least 1 like or like 5 likes or something. That would definitely help out. Let's just take a look at one other person and see what their posts are like. Maybe this isn't bad. Maybe I'm okay with this. A philosopher. Nuts for life. Nutty perfection. Nut for life. Nutty goodness. I mean, these are from 2025 though. Let's look at their post from 2024. Stay away from fire. Wild animals are... Fuck, I don't want to redo all of this, dude. Oh my god. I can't believe I'm going to do this. I'm not going to do this. Am I going to do this? I'm not going to do this. Okay. Fuck it, I'm going to do this. messages that would show up on an inspirational poster, messages an auntie would send you on WhatsApp. Okay, so let's include those as low quality, and then we're gonna do two things. This video is gonna end up. Okay, maybe I should do this in the second part of the video. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna finish this video. I'm gonna do this in the second part. Otherwise, this is gonna be like a 4-hour long video. Basically, we have this data set of casts that have likes. But it's very old because the newest version of this data set ends up being 50 gigabytes, and then I can't fucking control it. So I have to figure out, it doesn't upload to Hugging Face if it's above 50 gigabytes. So I have to figure out how to separate it and stuff, so I don't have it on Hugging Face yet, but I'll try to think of if there's something that I can do. But yeah, what I think we should do to make this better is when we're doing our classification round of our filtering, when we do our, where's that SQL file? I'm not finding it. But there was one SQL file that we did that, there it is. When we do this, and hey, this is wrong. Actually, maybe this is right. Okay, the text was just saying it wrong, maybe. I'll verify that. Fuck. What's in Farcaster epoch in Pacific time per the epoch in cast readme? I'm really disappointed by the outcome of that classifier. Also, if he had done something smaller than Roberta or a smaller version of Roberta, it would have run faster. Also, yeah, I figured. Also, if we were on H100, it technically has more tensor cores, so it would have run faster. Can you update extract cast so it does 2025, not 2024? Thank you. Okay, so it is 2024, but that comment is wrong. Okay, so yeah, that was how to build a classifier. Okay, in this, I'm gonna also say create classifier fast. Unique content, not just inspirational posts or quotes. Again, I just don't want. Some of these are like, okay, Albert Camus. I don't fucking what the fuck. Okay, cool. Yeah, do those. Awesome possum. Okay, I'm gonna do some stuff. We're gonna keep. How much does this cost me so far? It actually has cost me nothing because Lambda loves me. But $2.43. God damn, that feels good. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna end this video. Fuck it, we'll do it all in one video. We're gonna retrain our model so that it gets the stuff. Before we do that, we're gonna we can do this concurrently. On one computer, I'm going to use the Snapchain, or on one SSH terminal into one VPS, I'm going to use Snapchain to grab all of the most recent links from the last 60 days or whatever. Sorry, most recent reactions from the last 60 days or whatever. Then we're going to cross-reference those to the filtered cast, and we're going to say the likes more than 5, or like combination of likes plus recasts more than 5 or something, to only look for things that people have actually like really given a shit about. That's going to make the processing faster because it's going to be less than 20 minutes because we're going to have less things. We also need to rerun the classifier. Let's close this because we don't need it now. We need to run classify samples fast again. We're gonna kill the Roberta classifier because we don't need it, and we're gonna kill the HF dataset because we don't need it. This is why we had to create a shell script so long ago. Sick. It's not normie friendly, and it's not crypto insider. That's gonna be a real. I agree. I agree. That's finally going to be a really good use case for this because I was always feeling hesitant about this one. Okay, let's just do it together. I don't really want to have to force you to watch this stuff with me because it's not relevant for this video. But Ubuntu at 35, this is my Snapchain server. Please no one hack into it. And then we're going to go here, and then I believe in here I already have a semi-recent dump. LSL output. Yeah, I have a dump from yesterday. It's just, let's look at it. It's going to be output reactions. It's going to be 126 fucking gigabytes. Well, whatever, man. Whatever. I'm gonna move off screen for a second to put in my SSH. Actually, I don't need to. It's public. It doesn't fucking matter. SSH ID ed dot pub on this machine. I'm gonna grab a bash. Fuck, not what I meant to do. On this machine, I'm gonna do SSH authorize the keys. I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna do this. Cool. And then now this machine, which is the SnapChain client, should be able to talk to this machine, which is Lambda. So let's grab that IP address again. Let's just try SSH Ubuntu at 137.131.31.115. Cool. Okay, and then basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the entirety of this 128 gigabytes of data on the reactions, and I'm going to push it to this machine, and we're going to process it on this machine because it's going to be a shit ton faster on this machine. And my Snapchain server is also a spot instance on AWS, so if I really max out the CPU, they just shut it down. So last time I did this, I did it with rsync, so I'm going to do it with rsync again. And let me see, there it is. Rsync a info equals progress 2, no inc recursive, in place as in don't reactions. In place means don't try to compress it because we're on the cloud, so it's going to be fucking fast. It's actually going to be slower if we compress it on a slow server. And then we're going to say Ubuntu at 137.1.1.1.5 output. We'll just put it here, reactions. Only 30 megabytes per second? I expected faster. I expected like 80. I wonder why that's... Where did I set this up? US West to Arizona? Oregon to Arizona? Is that slow? Okay, we'll come back to that. We're going to let this run. The game plan here is we're going to push this 120 gigabyte of raw data into this Lambda server. We're going to convert it all into one Parquet file because right now it's, let me show you, SSH Ubuntu at 35. Right now it's the processing data from when the gRPC client was reading it. So if I go to this and I do LSL output reactions and I do head and 5, come on, man. Reactions, messages, head, and 5. There's a bunch of Parquet files like this that are pretty small, each of them, but it is WCL, 26,000 of them. So we're going to use this machine here to update to 26,000. I cannot believe it is going at 46 megabytes per second. Okay, let's try removing in place and see if it's going to go faster. It might also be easier for us to, let's just do that too at the same time. Again, I'm so sorry we're doing all this shit in this video that you don't give a shit about. Let's set up an H100. Fuck it. North Texas. No. I need something in California. Nope. Texas. Is everyone else fucking using the California things right now? We could use the JH200. Washington, D.C. Fuck. Okay, this is as good as it's gonna get. If we could have reduced the latency, it would be faster, but whatever. Okay, we got the classification done there. I just really hate that it's going that slow. I didn't put it in place. Fuck. Okay. Okay, see? It's going the same speed, so it's not really any difference. It means we're throttled on the network. We're not throttled on the CPU or anything. Fuck me. I hate that so much. Okay. CD, nope, SSH, there it is, back into that server, LSL reactions, cool, messages, there was CL, cool, and then we're going to come here and we're going to run, let's say 10, do SH reactions messages. That's every 10 seconds, it's going to tell me how many it is, and I know that it's going to be 126, so I'm just going to watch that as we go in my other tab. I object to everything Trump has done. Confidence, none. Hello, Tapcaster. Low quality. A mystic sphere. What the fuck does that mean? Yeah, cool. That sounds fun, whimsical, and spiritual content. Is there any way to update the banker address? It is Crypto Insider. Failure is the default if you don't carve your own path. It comes up as low quality and normie friendly, which is valid because that does make sense. So we have to filter that out when we do this in the future. And I guess we could work on that right now. Let's work on that right now. Cool. Claude, CD analysis, Claude, and then I believe we have context window left still. So let's just resume so we don't have to do stuff. Thank you. Now in the train, what is the code that generates the data set? Create HF data set. Create HF data set. Can you please make it ignore any items that are both normie friendly and low quality? Thank you. And then the other thing we could do with the reactions database is we could use the reactions also as a classifier here to only send a classifier things that have at least one like or something, but I don't give a shit. It's not going to make any big difference for training the classifier, and it also is going to block us from training the classifier until we we finish transferring all of this shit over to the server. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so now the training for the classifier is set to ignore things like that spiritual quote, sorry, the weird quote we just saw. That was a combination. And then let's just look at this. More like I didn't get tickets to see Fred again. Am I right? Whatever. Normie content, but it's kind of startup content. Crypto Insider. These look good. Crypto Insider. Digital Realm, Crypto Insider. These are good. 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 Crypto. How does it know that? Okay, because it's Gemini, baby. Let's go to analysis. Let's run create HF dataset. And test size. Okay, not a huge imbalance. Those are fine. Those are fine. Cool. We're good. We can train a classifier now. And then we're gonna come to train classifier. Yeah, Python train classifier. I thought this was going to be a cute short video. I mean, there was a lot of stuff I could have done off screen because you didn't care about it, but I figured I would do it because it's interesting. Let's see what the data on here is going to be. It's probably going to be really fast again because, yeah, there you go. Use my GPU, baby. It's only 5 epochs, and it stops early if it finds something, so it's, yeah. Don't love these. Don't love 89%. Getting stuck at 89 and 75. Not loving this. Not a huge fan of that. We'll try it. We'll just see it and see how it fucking goes. I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna, just because this reactions thing is taking so long, I'm just gonna run this against the data that we have. No, yeah, whatever. Against the 2025 data. This is wrong. That's the file we run to do the Python analysis. I need to filter normie casts. There we go. Okay, and then let's just make sure it says 2025 at the beginning. And then if you just want to see how, what's going on when you do that, if you switch over to HOP, you can see the memory increasing because it's loading it in the RAM. And then now if we switch over to NVIDIA SMI, we can see our classifier running. 40 minutes? I should have used a smaller model, 27 minutes. I think it's going to take 22 minutes because it's the exact same model as last time. And this is probably going to take, if in 5 minutes, ChatGPT, how long to 100%? 40 minutes. Okay. So the reactions thing, maybe I'll do another time. I'm glad I'm processing data, but we'll figure it out later. And then let's talk in 20 minutes to see what the data looks like with this new classifier instead of the old one. Maybe we should update the threshold to be higher than 0.85 because the the precision was, Jesus Christ, this is a huge stack trace. Okay, fuck it. Let's just come here and do that. This technically makes it a non-comparable test because we're changing multiple variables. But let's come here and let's say threshold 0.8. That was it saying I edited it in the terminal and then didn't reopen it. Let's say 0.80. Okay, and then let's run that now. Again, it's going to take around 22 minutes. We will talk in 22 minutes. God, I'm sorry this is such a long video. I really hope it's interesting. I hope you learned something and you can apply this to other use cases. Obviously, this works for anything. You can do topic analysis using this. You can use non-text data using this. Whatever an LLM can give you the classification for, you can build a classifier model for it after. Yeah, talk in 20 minutes. We're back. Let's see how it goes. Top one, young man. That's a quote from the Book of Time. The whole secret of a successful life that's another quote from Henry Ford. I explicitly told it not to. Fuck. Is our current filter normie cast filtering out posts that are high? I don't think this is even possible for it to be, but I'm just going to ask because I think it returns a number between 1. So if something is going to be high probability of something, it's not going to be a high probability of other stuff. That are high quality, but also that are normie, but also low quality, or nah. And then let's look at the actual results. Normie casts. Enjoy your life. Crypto probability. Oh, okay. The model doesn't have a low quality. Ah, fuck me, man. Can we update the train classifier to have normie friendly crypto insider and low quality from the data set? I totally forgot about that. This video is going to be forever, and that's 2024-07 still, which I don't love. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'm trying to think of other ways to do this. When we filter out the data, we could filter it out so, no, actually, the training data already shouldn't include anything that has it. Okay. Yeah, let's do the 3 class. It's going to be the easiest thing to do, or at least the most likely to be useful. This video was going to be like how to classify a million casts in 20 minutes or something, but maybe it'll be like how to classify a million casts for like $4 or something instead. Okay, let's run that. You did not make it runnable, baby. Create. Come on. chmod plus x. I forgot to do that part. 3 class. Create 3 class. Nope. You're trying to use JQ inside of it? That's crazy, brother. Is that how I did the other one? God damn, we did? You're crazy. You're a crazy, crazy man. Well, I guess since we have to retrain the classifier, we can add the reactions in too. Where's that? 82%. Cool. I just saw a tweet that really fucked up my day. We don't talk about it, but it really fucked up my day. Can you fix this? chmod plus x train. We don't need to do that. It loves doing. It loves trying to make Python files executable, but you don't need to do that. You can just run Python in the file name like a normal person. Cool. Is low quality only including ones that are low quality and nothing else, or also the ones that are low quality and something else? I want the latter. And thank you. Let's fix that. And then I also want to do, we're trying to make sure there's no mixed data in here. If something is, We're trying to make it so if something is low quality and it's crypto content, we don't pass it in as crypto content. We pass it in as only low quality. Or instead of not sending it at all, we still send it so it learns the concept of low quality, which is what we're doing here. Label as, okay, let's look at it. If low quality is true, label as true. Else if you need to, no, I don't think that's true. Okay, you're saying there's just only 314. KK, do you think in the train we should do class balancing or nah, just take what we have now and see if it works? Class balancing is increasing the amount of times it sees things from one class so that it doesn't only see 300 of one and 2000 of another. Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's do that, man. Thank you. If it's terrible, like under 0.5, it is not going to be under 0.5. I would kill myself if it was. Okay. Again, other stuff we can do is we can switch to a different classifier, blah, 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 blah. But we're getting pretty close. So I want to, baby, what is that? Yeah, I really hate that class imbalance, but whatever. Let's just see where it gets. That tweet really did fuck up my day. Can I read it to you? When I was 13, I really wanted to live in Williamsburg, work at Vice, eat bean sprouts, and go to MGMT concerts. Hashtag human. That was my life when I was 25. Don't love that. Ah, I see. It was having issues splitting the training data, and now it's using sklearn instead, which I hopefully have installed. Scikit, really useful Python library. Okay, cool. Let's go, baby. This should be super quick, ideally. Ah, not loving these numbers. It's only the first epoch. 81%. Not loving, not loving, not loving. It'll be fine. Sorry, I shouldn't hold my mouth like it's a tragedy. It'll be fine for our use. I just don't love it. We might have to change it from if the normie amount is over zero 0.8 to be like if the normie amount is like over 0.5 or something. And again, because it's only going to be one maximum, we could also do a, what is it called when you take the maximum value of something? My brain's going insane. There's a name for it. There's a specific name for doing it. How you feel about this, bro? Okay. The results are mixed. I agree. The results are mixed. Okay. Let's do it. Let's just try it. Yeah, I don't give a shit about the technical quality. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're cool with that. Nah, that's totally fine. Thank you. Can you now make a new classify? No, it's not. What is it? Filter that uses this model and only checks for, I don't know, you think like normie content prob softmax. It's not a softmax or a prob. Woo! I don't think you like normie content props like above 0.6 or whatever you think. Thank you. And we're almost done with the reactions. Sorry, work stuff. Yes, sir. Threshold of post 6.7 would be reasonable. Thank you, man. I agree. I agree. Cool. And then the first thing we're gonna do is I wanted to also spit out like 5 of the ones it classifies, just so we can see what it looks like. Hey, this is done. Okay. Fuck yeah, man. Everything's happening. Let's go to reactions. Cool. Reaction. Okay. Let's come here. I need to update one more file. Um, cd scripts. Can you update the file so it prints out the first 5 things it processes and their outcome? Thank you. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. SCP. Fuck me. Rsync. God, my brain's going insane. Okay. SCP export. No. I'm actually not going to use this version because it has some issues in it. No, I am going to use this version because the head one has some issues with it. Reaction. Basically, what I'm getting at is the reactions database is going to. Maybe this isn't a big issue. Their reactions includes a lot of deleted reactions, which I don't want to use, but maybe that's fine. And if someone deleted their like afterwards, it doesn't fucking matter. Okay. I'm decided that it doesn't matter. I keep hitting that, so I'm just going to delete. Oh, close that because I don't want it. Okay, cool. Here, I'm going to make this thing go crazy. Thank you. Here is where it gets a little nuts. We have, yes, nope, not the server, SSH. I got to connect to the Lambda again. Did I close it? No, I had it right here. Okay. I don't need this one. Okay. LSL reactions, reaction messages. Woo! Did not mean to do that. It's terrifying. LS PW, LS reactions, reactions messages, WC, L. What? Oh, God, I suck right now. I need lunch or something. Which is one folder. I'm going to move this over here actually. MV reactions, LS, MV reactions analysis. And then LS analysis, it has reactions instead of it. Cool. Fuck me. Okay, I'm going to try again because I fucked that up. CD analysis. God, I fucking hate this shit. Okay. Then we'll see L. Cool, so here's where it gets a little nuts. And let's just try doing this before we do this too, just to see what it looks like. 3 class. Because it's going to run super quickly. I want to update the code that filters out the 2025 is the cast for us to analyze, to also include only hashes that have over at least 5 reaction add events from the Parquet files in. Cool. Starting a streak here about my top albums was an armor content. Dig it. Love it. With at least over. Thank you. 24 minutes? Oh, because it's all of the ones. And it's also, I'm pretty sure it's not 2025. Okay. Claude. Can you analyze normie casts? Normie casts filtered. No. I'm sorry. What is the data set that I run this thing after? ls filter normal through class. Cast to classify.python.json. Cast to classify.json and figure out why the timestamps in it aren't 22 timestamps per the Farcaster epoch in casts readme, and then see if we need to update the file that, what is that file? Cast to classify.json. There it is. Nope. .sh. SQL. There it is. And thanks for not telling me which file it is. In extract cast.sql uses to export it. It's supposed to be 2025 content. There we go. Cool, 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 cool. How you doing, buddy? I love you. Mwah! Beautiful. Okay, let's try this. Yeah, it is 2024. Okay, cool. I agree. No. Okay, cool. This is going to be a little bit faster because we're going to reduce the amount of casts that we're examining. Okay, is that good? Okay. Um, can we filter out the ones without at least 5 reactions in SQL and then? Oh no, we did do that. Okay, right? We did do that. Yeah, that's what that DuckDB does. It's just showing it to me because it wants to show it to me. Really? You think so? Okay, let's try it. DuckDB extract casts with reactions.sql. You hate me. Extract cast with reactions.sql. Where's the issue? No, that's not the issue. No, that's not the issue. What's going on here? Why is it losing the syntax? Okay, I'm just gonna have Claude fix that because I don't know what the fuck's going on there. Got it. So yeah, again, where we are now is we are trying to limit the amount of casts that we're classifying so that it's going to be a little faster because I don't want to wait another 40 minutes. And we're limiting it based on the ones that have at least 5 likes or recasts on them. And because we didn't filter the data, it's going to include recasts where someone recasts and then undoes the recast, but I'm sure that's a small amount. Okay. Okay, perfect. Because it has to read all of this extra shit, it's going to be a little bit slower. Okay, cool. Do sh casts with reactions. 4K? It's an empty file? Can you analyze the Parquet files first? One of them. Okay. I should have paid more attention. I'm sorry. I really am. My blood sugar is low or something. I'm not. That probably is the first time I've ever said that in my life. I'm not reading this code, and then it's just doing its own fucking thing, which then is not helpful whatsoever. Ah, right. It's because of me. In the dataset, I made it to target cast ID as FID colon hash because I want to be able to do really easy analysis on how many people's posts have you liked by this FID, and I don't want to have to look up every single hash. So I did that. I forgot to tell it about that. It's because I downloaded the Firecaster cast README, but not the reactions README, so it didn't know about what the reactions is like. Okay, let's try that now. It's going to be a little slow as it reads all the however many thousand Parquet files. Cool. And then let's check the file size again. 100 meg. I'm feeling better about that. And then what's the other file it told me to run to look at the actual get reaction summary? That did nothing. I can't find anything that made. Oh, cast summary. Total cast, min reactions, max reactions, average reactions, median. Okay, cool. So I think we cut like a 20K off it or something, is where we ended up. And then train, nope, not train. We're gonna do filter 3 class. And it's gonna be faster in 40 minutes because there's gonna be less of them. And then you know what, just because we've been doing this and we've been having a lot of fun, let's also see how much faster it's gonna be in an H100. Actually, H200, we can use that now because we don't need to do anything else. Of course, now that we can use it, they're out of them. Let's bring up that North Texas, fuck it, man. We're only transferring 100 megs. It's not going to be as bad as it was last time. Excluded, it's crypto. Excluded, it's crypto, but lower containers. It is, I mean, that's a good guess because it made me money. But excluded because it's crypto. Arbitrum is crypto. Million market cap is crypto. Okay, cool. Let's see how it's going to run. My God, 4 minutes compared to like the 45 minutes we had last time? What happened? I don't know. I wonder what happened. That's crazy to me. I don't know how it got so fast. Actually, we don't even need to H100 if it's really that fast. Fuck it. I was going to show you that with more tensor cores at a newer generation, it's going to process faster. Instead of needing more RAM, you can scale it on the actual cores. Because as you saw, increasing the RAM did nothing. Sick, man. Okay. Thank you. Now, based on what the output of classify filter is, it's not done yet, so it doesn't exist, but you will know the structure. Can you please create and analyze normie cast.py that will print out the top 10 top 10 predicted normies plus the top 10 FIDs that post the most normies plus the top 10 FIDs that have the most normies as of a proportion of all of their data in the data that was classified. Okay. Plan mode. Cool beans. I truly believe it might be done. I gotta respond to a work email. Currently working on another previous game to merge to finish testing for the flare and swatches, not modifying anything on the link you're looking at. Thank you. Okay, cool, cool, cool. 20 minutes in this snippet of this. Okay. Show the cast with highest do. Sure, those additional analytics look fun. Excited to see what this is gonna print out, man. Thank you for being with me on this journey. I mean, you could have stopped like an hour ago. I won't be mad if you did. I'm legit excited to see what the output of this is gonna be. Also, Varun got back to me about the spam level 2 thing. He said he's not harming anyone, so why shouldn't he be spam level 2? Which maybe he and I have different definitions of what the spam labels are supposed to be, but whatever. We took care of it anyway with the low quality filter. Okay, 50 seconds, guys. Gals, whatever. Sure, have it, save that, and then... no, I'm not going to fuck around with it. That's fine. I don't give a shit about normie percent per FID. Okay. We're good. We just need to run this, and I can close this. I can close this. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. They announced a free skin for the Thing in Marvel Rivals? Oh my god, it looks fucking sick. God damn, it's exciting news for me. Normally, when the 40 minutes are waiting, I play Marvel Rivals. 49% found 200K normie out of 467,000, almost half a million. I'm happy with that. I do think this is a little insider information, so maybe we should also consider low quality stuff, insider talk conversations about Farcaster. This was a really good cast. I remember this. I'm very happy about these. Python analyze normie casts. Yes, baby. Let's look at these. Solid post. Oh no, these are people at post volume. Okay, okay, okay. Ah, fuck. Let's just look at this like this. Oh, my face is on the bottom left of the video. There we go. Loading data. If you live outside of major cities, for some reason I struggled. Berlin, computer scientist bailing a space. These are all good. The Berlin airlift. Why is this in here twice? Two different FIDs. Maybe it's a quote cast or something, and I gotta filter those out. I'm not 100% sure, but it's not 100% ready. Okay, cool. I am digging this though. And then let's go here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Make this smaller. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Claude. And then it's saved it to somewhere, right? Based on normie daily summary and top normie FIDs and top normie posts. This is just extra content at this point. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. What we could do if we wanted, is what I do to make these normie friendly, is set up a mini website of static data that shows what the analysis is with like charts and graphs and stuff. And to do that, I use Python and templates in Python and handlebars like Ginger 2 or something to do it with whatever shade CDN or libraries it feels like importing. But I'm just not going to bother with that right now. These are good. These are good. Not going to bother with why. This is good. It's all really good high-level journalist things. Cool. This one is here again. Really confused about that. Cool. Top 10 most engaging normicast if you think your content is valuable. Jesse, I should I should filter out FIDs less than like 1,000 or 2,000 or something, because I don't. Jesse, pop with personalities, the balloon guy. Cool, cool. What it looks like is this is my today's outfit. Far Guy has been renamed. Yeah, so what I would do differently in this is I would make it. Normie score probably should be above 0.7 or something too, if we're only going to filter. And then this one is crap because it's not crap, but a lot of it is crap because it's showing by post volume. So the people who post 1,000 times a day because their bots are going to show up here, even if one or two of their stuff is. So we're going to ignore that. And then we're going to say, let's look at these. This person looks good. Sorry. This person. Let's look at them. Coconut Earns. I know her. I follow her. So that's one of the users that has the highest volume of. So if we wanted to make it complete proportions, we would have to update the filter file, which I'm not going to bother with right now. But she is one of the ones that. Let's look at this one with the 0.87%. It's a little less combined hypersynth. I don't know who that is. And let's look at this other 0.9. Nope. Nana, these are both really cool people. I'm going to post about that when I post about this announcement. And then you can see how normie the site's been over time for the last few weeks. And then, yeah, you have all of this. So thank you so much for being on this journey with me. There's a lot of things we could do with this data. I am going to open source all of this code so you can look at it. I don't know if I'm going to open source the data, but I am going to open source all the code so you can recreate it and do whatever you want to do with it. Just because I don't think the data is that useful. Maybe if someone says it's useful, I'll give it to them. And the goal of this, again, was to go through, theoretically, how to classify any large data set using an LLM to first build training data, then building a classifier, then build filtering it against it. The kind of stuff we went through that I think is really realistic that you're probably going to run through too is needing to upgrade the labels in your classifier, dealing with how many labels do you want to add versus how accurate you get, changing the base model of your classifier to make it more social network friendly or something. A lot of different things you can do, and then filtering what data is salient. I said it again, and what data you don't want to filter against. Obviously, really important too. But yeah, that was really fun. If you watch this entire thing, DC me, and then let's like work on something together because this was really fun to do. Thank you.